not get to you right away. So again, be prepared to fix your own flat if necessary.
Are there any porta potties along the bike course?
Nope, no porta potties along the bike course. We do have porta potties at the swim start and in transition.
Now, I would just say to that learning how to pee on the bike is actually a learned skill, and it's something that I would learn how to do. My wife and my family were very impressed when I learned that skill.
Yeah, hopefully you took your bike outside first.
Of course I did.
So I have one last question here. I'm staying at the Hilton. Is there a safe place to keep my bike stored if I have not yet checked into the hotel but want to attend an early pre-race meeting?
During the expo hours, we do have a bike check room where you can check your bike in while you're attending a briefing and picking up your packet and shopping at the expo. But this isn't for you to leave overnight. It's only during expo hours on Friday and Saturday. And this is separate from bike check-in and transition. This is only a bike room where you can check your bike while at the briefing and at the expo. We refer to it as bike storage.
I actually just received one more question. Are Camelback water holders allowed on the bike course?
Yeah, I think so. Mark?
Yes, they definitely are. The only thing that are not allowed, which is in any sanctioned race, there are no iPods, cell phones, or any musical device that would make you unsafe in that situation. So yes, people do ride with Camelbacks. It's a great way to go. You know, it's easily accessible, and you don't have to futz with your hands all that much.
But no jetpacks.
I'll get rid of mine, thanks.
Allie, do we have any other questions?
Yep, just one more just came in. Is the grass in the transition area covered with a mat?
Well, in transition area, there is grass, and then there's also, depending on where your transition is, there's a track and there's a sand baseball diamond. So we cover any area with a thin ground cover material that isn't grass, but we don't cover the grass. So it just depends on where your bike is racked, but the ground should be covered by either grass or a ground cover.
So I'll make one little comment with respect to that. There are some races where there are beach starts and where we do concern ourselves with debris, and there's nothing worse than starting a bike ride or a run with some type of debris in our sock, in our shoe. You can bring or a separate little water bottle, a towel, so that when you get into the transition and you feel that there's something on your shoe or on your foot, take a moment with a plain old water bottle and just rinse off your foot and dry it off before you put your sock on. That will save you a blister, having to stop the race because you ripped a hole in your foot. Have that next to your bike. And again, to be considerate to others, you can't sprawl your stuff out like this is a picnic. It is a very tight quarters, and essentially the 1 to 2 feet that's on one side of your bike, that's how you should set up your transition, so that when you come out from the swim, your bike helmet is on your handlebars. If you have sunglasses, you can wear those. They should be inside your helmet, so that's the first thing that you pick up. You go down to the right or left side of your bike. It's usually the right side of your bike as you're facing it. You should have your socks, your bike shoes, a towel, and a bottle of water. You can drink some of that water if you want to, but use that to clean off your feet. Put on your socks, and then kind of proceed, and then utilize your running sneakers right behind that, so that when you come back in from the bike, you take off your shoes and you put on your running shoes. But be considerate to others, and again, it's not a picnic. You can't lay your stuff out as if you've got an infinite amount of room. And if you do, you will see that your person next to you will push your stuff to the side. So just be considerate of others, but lay it out in a well-organized fashion, and I think you'll have a great race day.
And actually, just one more question came in. This will be the last question. What time does the bike course close, And roughly what time will the last wave of swimmers go into the Hudson?
It's tough to tell on the last wave of the swimmers into the river. Again, we're just going to put athletes in, 15 athletes every seconds, and we will have a 20-minute break between transition yellow and red. So we can't commit to a time for the last athlete in the water. So just make sure you're there and ready. As far as the bike course, we do have a cutoff time headed north at, let's see, actually have to look that up. Hold on one second. Northbound at the Henry Hudson Bridge, that's the toll plaza in between Manhattan and the Bronx, is at 10:10 a.m. At the bike turnaround up at the north end in the Bronx is at 10:30 a.m. Feel confident that, you know, we rarely have somebody that doesn't make these cutoff times. You should have plenty of time. The first swimmer goes into the water at 5:50, around 6 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, we'll put in a couple thousand athletes in yellow, then we'll have a 20-minute break, and then the couple thousand in red. So you should have plenty of time.
That's it, Allie?
Yep, great. That was the last question that we received.
Excellent. So I want to thank Allie and Vic for having Joe and I here to give this brief talk. There may be another one of these sessions right before the race day, which we'll send out again via Facebook or via the website. So if there are any other questions, hopefully we can answer them at that time. But otherwise, my 2 cents in here is just, you know, if there is an injury, listen to what we've briefly had to say. Take care of it now, and don't waste time trying to push through it, because it will adversely affect your day. And as Vic said, you know, certainly take your time on Saturday to make sure that you've got everything, have a checklist that's there so that you can just knock those things off and try and get to sleep. It is often difficult to get sleep the night before a race, especially when you have to be up so early. So I often tell people that 2 nights before is really the night that you do get your sleep. The night before is often an interrupted night of sleep. And the other aspect, too, is the day before the race, I would eat lightly. I would not eat heavy. It's not like a marathon per se, but even at a marathon level, you know, in terms of carb loading, transit time of your bowel is probably about 12 hours or so. So if you have a big meal the night before, you're going to be finding yourself at that porta-john right before the race. So if you eat a little bit lighter the day before, that often helps the GI system. And just go slow and be safe. And I think you'll have a great day, and we'll be waiting for you if you need us at the end.
Great. Vic, do you want to add anything? Or
Good, everybody?
No, just thank you all for registering. I think you're going to have a great race. It's an incredible experience, and we look forward to sharing it with you. I'll be there at the start barge, and we'll see you then. Good luck, and let us know if you have any questions. We're here anytime.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
Have a good night.